You ready?
Yep.
Okay. So, anyways, my name is Lacy. And so they say that crazy is genetic, passed from mother to babe, and so on. A hereditary given, not a cloak sheathed or shed like baldness or squinty eyes. And when you are a small daughter, visiting your small mother in the white hospital overlooking the blue ocean, there is part of you that does not understand why she is not at home. And there is part of you that thinks future. And when your maternal grandfather, your Gramps, the book reader, the crossword puzzle solver, the candy man, drinks from morning to night, and when your uncles drink, and when your family drinks, and when you hear the words big sister, charter hospital, rehab, you can't help but worry, future. And when my parents deemed my younger sister and I old enough to know the truth, they sat us down, and maybe I've watched too many movies, but I recall there was a dramatic flourish to my mom's revelation. Hey, listen, she's slightly different. Same mom, different dad. And oh, how I cried, how we sobbed, thinking they were telling us our big sister was not our big sister. And it became clear that maybe we were not, in fact, old enough. And then when they hugged me and clarified and said the words I repeat to myself, she's still your sister, I understood, but I still did not want to know. And so there are three of us, and while chronologically I'm in the middle, I knew early on I would step in as the oldest. And when I was 13, praying for my 22-year-old sister and her alcoholism at my summer church camp in a teepee by the lake, I was fervent in my fervor, imploring God to help her kick her 10-year addiction, assured that if only, our family would be restored. And then she sobered up, praise Jesus, and I waited for the harmonious reunion that I envisioned in that teepee. And then, of course, it didn't come. And maybe I wasn't that surprised, but I was let down all the same. And my mother, do you think about the hospital mom, the exhaustion? My mother sat us down to reveal another truth. Words, big sister, mentally ill, depressive, manic, medication. And Mom, I still remember sitting in the mall parking lot while you assured me and my baby sister that our big sister would be better soon. New doctor, new meds, all she needs. But what we really wanted to know was, would she be nicer? And then a year later, we were sat down again. New doctor, new meds, all she needs. More words, bipolar, short-term memory loss. But this time she went further. The different dad, the other family, half your sister's DNA supply has crazy in the blood. Don't worry too much, but also be a little forgiving when dealing with her. What kind of crazy, we wondered? Depression, alcoholism, addiction, suicide. But don't worry, she asserted. And so there was a period of time when we selfishly felt relief, as if we'd escaped contagion with our slightly shifted DNA. Until we opened our eyes to our mother, our cousins, to each other. And when I was 17, greeted by insomnia and anxiety, I couldn't help but think, of course, old family friends calling on me, welcoming me, anointing me. And so I did not fight it. It was my birthright after all, and stubborn as I was, I could not separate the blood from my body. And sisters, I wondered if you thought the same, unsurprised when I was overwhelmed, but knowing I would inevitably survive the initiation. And at the risk of sounding repetitive, I will continue with the truth of memory. Years later, visiting home, welcomed by my mom. Good news, new doctor, new meds, borderline personality disorder with a sprinkling of OCD. And I couldn't help but utter the undying question, but Mom, will she be nicer? Yes, I'm an adult with an adult younger sister, and yes, we are concerned for our sister's health, and we want her to have a stable life. But we really just want our big sister to love us and to be nice to us. And maybe that sounds pathetic, but maybe you don't have a sister. So frankly, this is probably not your line. And so I write about it, and we joke about it, and my mom gives us books to read like Walking on Eggshells, dealing with a family member who has borderline personality disorder. And yes, that is a real book, and no, I have not read it yet. But I will, Mom, I will. You know the deal. As soon as you finish it, I'll read it. Finish it. And my big sister takes her meds. Over and over, in my head, I think, new meds, new doctor. And I stop hearing the reassurance my mom once offered, and I wonder if my mom accepts the reassurance these new doctors throw at her feet. And I think about taking meds. And I suppose we all wonder about our future children and the nephews, watching, hopeful, but watching all the same. Surely we will see the signs, but maybe not this early on. Or maybe they will shirk the family legacy, but I also remember the day I realized we cannot tear the blood from the body.